Hi, everyone. Dennis Foley from Acoustic Fields. Today, we're going to talk about room reflections. Remember, this year we're talking about room acoustics in just two major paradigms: pressure, reflection. So we have from past videos pressure waves. They're ocean waves that oscillate through our room. Those are cycles. Okay. So think of ocean waves when you think of low frequency pressure. And low frequency pressure, we're going to define as everything below 100 hertz for purposes of this discussion. So look at this wave graphic. We have length, height, and width oscillating through our room. We know a 40 hertz wave is 28 foot long. Is that going to fit in our room? No. When it doesn't, it produces distortion. One of those distortions is room modes. You either get too much energy or not enough at all. Exactly what you want when you're seeking resolution, right? So, got to keep in mind there's a length, width, and a height to all of this oscillation. Reflections are a little bit different. It's ray energy. With reflections, you want to think of sunlight, straight line energy. Shorter, for example, 100 hertz, about 11 foot. So that'll fit in most rooms. But what it does in the room, we're going to talk about later. So it's ray energy, think sunshine. It's more straight line, non oscillating. Low frequency pressure oscillates, straight line energy moves in a straight line. Reverb times is a summation of all those reflections off the walls, floor, and ceiling. Reverb is defined as how long a sound stays around in the room after it's been sung, spoken, or played. Overstays its welcome would be a good way to think about it. Okay. So let's take a two-channel rig because that's what a lot of people use and mix guys do. And multiple channels is a little bit different, but let's focus on two-channel rig for purposes of illustration. Now, when we set up our two-channel rig, let's keep away from the room boundary surfaces, right? Got sidewall reflections, front walls, side walls, rear wall, floor, and ceiling. So we have 6 surface areas that are contributing reflections to our problem, right? So we're going to talk about this direct versus primary, secondary, and tertiary reflections. I'm going to erase this and draw a little diagram for you so you can understand that. But your speaker radiation pattern is also critical. Horns, a little bit different than dynamics. So you have to understand what you're doing in the room, what kind of product you have in the room, what kind of speaker you have in the room, and how it behaves. So let's look. Let me erase this a little bit, give us some working room here. So let's take a typical two-channel rig and let's set it up, speakers, listening position. Okay. So what do we have? We have a reflection here to the first sidewall, right? This is called primary. Now, what happens? We all know about that. Everybody talks about let's manage that first reflection off the wall. But remember, it doesn't live and die here. Then it heads back across to the other wall and it becomes a secondary. Okay. So once it becomes a secondary, then it still has energy left and it's going to go back to where it originally started. And then it's going to be called tertiary. That's always tell people when you're treating a room, you have to treat the distance from behind the speaker on the sidewalls all the way past the listening position because you have 3 reflections that you have to manage. And that's critical. And they all have different time signatures. So the key is when you're using either absorption or diffusion to manage these sidewall reflections, you got to get the right technology there. Now, what do we want from our speakers? We want this direct sound, right? We want this straight line energy from the speaker to your ears because it doesn't contain any room sound because reflections are room sound. Mix engineers mix, near field. They do that to keep the reflections from the room from entering the mix or minimizing. I mean, you can't get them out completely, but you minimize. So in a 2-channel rig, we really have 3 reflections that we have to manage. In the next video, we're going to talk about the technologies that you use to manage. But I think an understanding of the power of reflections. One other thing, as these reflections cross the direct energy, they produce distortions. We could call it phase. but it's distortions. So you're not hearing the pure direct energy from your speakers and your amplifiers and your cables. You're hearing a percentage of reflections and room sound. So the goal with treatment is to minimize the impact of these reflections, not remove them, but minimize the impact against the direct. So we're going to do that with the proper rate and level of treatment. We'll talk about that in our next. Hope this helps. Thank you.